Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Link the Plumber's second annual Hunger Games extravaganza. Previously, if you've missed this, we basically get together 24 participants, we throw them in an arena, and we see who's the last one standing. So come on, let's meet the teams, shall we? First up, District 1, we've got Lonk and Petch, the bootleg Nintendo characters that give me nightmares at night. District 2, we have Puss in Boots and Garfield, the Orange Cat Gang, as it were. District 3, we've got Beans and Mr. Bean. It's obvious that this team is based on beans. That's it. District 4, we have Sonic the Hedgehog and the Mickey Mouse Hot Air Balloon, the famous rodent team. If my money's on anybody, it's definitely not on Mickey Mouse Hot Air Balloon. District 5, we have the bootleg Pokemon. We have Charquaza, the famous combination of Charizard and Rayquaza, and Ash Ketchup. That's it. District 6, we have the scariest things to ever find in Minecraft. Herobrine and a creeper. But you can see part of the creeper's skeleton. And we know that skeletons are pretty scary too. District 7, we have Danny DeVito and Oscar the Grouch. The trash guys, trash men. I don't know, it just made sense in my head. District 8, we have Freddy Fazbear and Smokey the Bear. Bear team. You got it, bear guys. District 9, we've got the Individuals Going to Magic School team. We have Wednesday from the hit new television show, Wednesday, and Harry Potter but guns, because I figured that why not have Harry Potter use guns. District 10, we have Villager and Squidward, the big nose dudes, because everybody's always said the villagers look like Squidward. District 11, we have Mr. Beast and Mr. Gold, the Mr. Rich People team. Hopefully they'll get lots of money from doing this, I guess. And then District 12, we have Evil Incarnate, Darth Vader, and Ronald McDonald. So that's our team going into this. Leave your predictions in the comments below. Here we go. Alright, as a tribute stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Ronald McDonald runs away from the cornucopia. Sonic the Hedgehog runs away from the cornucopia. Lonk finds a tactical nuke launcher? What? Lonk? Are you supposed to have that, bud? Okay. Smokey the Bear gathers as much food as he can. Mr. Bean strangles Freddy Fazbear after engaging in a fist fight. I was not expecting Mr. Bean to get the first kill. He knows what he's done. Look at his face. Squidward runs away from the cornucopia. Petch grabs a backpack and retreats. Villager runs away from the cornucopia. Garfield scares Harry Potter with guns away from the cornucopia. Vader and Oscar the Grouch fight for a bag. Oscar the Grouch gives up and retreats. Herobrine takes a spear. Mickey Mouse Hot Air Balloon stabs Wednesday in the back with a trident. I was not expecting Wednesday to die first day, and I was not expecting Mickey Mouse Hot Air Balloon to be the one to kill Wednesday. Charquaza runs away from the cornucopia. Creeper runs away from the cornucopia. Puss in Boots take a handful of throwing knives. Mr. Beast finds a bag full of explosives. Beans runs away from the cornucopia. Ash Ketchup runs away from the cornucopia. Danny DeVito grabs a backpack. And Mr. Gold finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. My goodness. Creeper decapitates Mickey Mouse Hot Air Balloon with a sword. How do you even do that? Oscar the Grouch constructs a shack. Harry Potter but guns searches for a water source. Sonic the Hedgehog beats Squidward but spares him. Herobrine receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Darth Vader searches for firewood. Danny DeVito picks flowers. Puss in Boots constructs a shack. Beans questions her sanity. Ugh. Mr. Beast runs away from Ronald McDonald. Mr. Bean receives fresh food. Garfield is watching Mr. Beast. He knows that Mr. Beast is ticket out of here. Villager chases Ash Ketchup. Smokey the Bear runs away from Petch. I would too if Petch was looking at me like that. Charquaza thinks about home, and Long receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Yeah, Long, but where's your tactical nuke launcher, huh? 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. 3 deaths. Freddy Fazbear, Wednesday, and Mickey Mouse hot air balloon. Wasn't expecting those to be our first deaths. Herobrine is awoken by nightmares? What could Herobrine be nightmaring about? Darth Vader cooks his food, and then he puts out his fire. Smart. Oscar the Grouch thinks about home. He misses his nice trash can. Mr. Bean looks at the night sky. Petch loses sight of where she is. Puss in Boots convinces Sonic the Hedgehog to snuggle with him. Smokey the Bear loses sight. Ronald McDonald just screams in the middle of the night. They're all just like wandering around. A lot of them are lost. Puss in Boots and Sonic are cuddling, and all of a sudden Ronald McDonald's just screaming for help in the middle of the woods. Squidward goes to sleep. Harry Potter Beguns lets Beans into a shelter. Danny DeVito, Charquaza, Mr. Bink, Lonk, and Ash Ketchup have all decided to sleep in shifts, so they're all one larger team. Villager, Garfield, and Creeper discuss the games and what might happen, and Mr. Gold is also awoken by nightmares. Okay then. Creeper collects fruits from a tree. Herobrine diverts Petch's attention and runs away. Garfield constructs a shack. Oscar the Grouch, Danny DeVito, Villager, and Ash Ketchum are all hunting for other tributes. Charquaza and Darth Vader split up to search for resources. Sonic the Hedgehog gets food. Long goes hunting, I can only assume with a tactical nuke. Why does he have that? What is he planning? Mr. Bean fishes. Beans receives medical supplies. Mr. Gold injures himself after that nightmare. Harry Potter Beguns practices archery. Puss in Boots and Squidward track down and kill Ronald McDonald. Yeah, he was screaming all night, and Puss in Boots is just like had enough of it. And he's just like, I'm gonna go put an end. Mr. Beats questions his sanity, and Smokey the Bear searches for a water source so he can put out all the fires. Arena event. The arena turns pitch black and nobody can see a thing. Charquaza finds and kills Beans, who's making too much noise. I don't know how a can of beans was making too much noise. Creeper flails her creep around, accidentally killing Harry Potter Beguns. Mr. Bean just survives. Villager trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. While fighting, Garfield and Mr. Gold lose their balance, roll down a jagged cliffside, and die. Petch trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. Mr. Beast survives. Ash Ketchup survives. Squidward accidentally makes contact with spiny, lethal plant life. Danny DeVito survives. Herobrine survives. Smokey survives. Sonic survives. Darth Vader survives. Lonk finds and kills Puss in Boots, who was making too much noise. And Oscar the Grouch survives. 9 deaths. Wow. Ronald McDonald, Beans, Harry Potter Beguns, Villager, Garfield, Mr. Gold, Petch, Squidward, and Puss in Boots. Oh boy. Smokey the Bear, Darth Vader, and Ash Ketchum discuss the games. Herobrine sets an explosive off, killing Sonic the Hedgehog and Lonk. Herobrine accidentally set off the nuke. Oh no! He set off Lonk's nuke! Charquaza and Oscar the Grouch run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Mr. Bean catches Creeper off guard and kills her. Okay. Mr. Beast and Danny DeVito run into each other and decide to call it a truce. Ooh, the feast. The cornucopias are replenished with food supplies, weapons, and memoirs. Mr. Beast decides not to go to the feast. Smokey the Bear decides not to go. Ash Ketchum decides not to go. Darth Vader decides not to go. Herobrine decides not to go. Charquaza decides not to go. Oscar the Grouch, Danny DeVito strangles Danny DeVito, and Mr. Bean decides not to go. The only 2 people that went was Oscar the Grouch and Danny DeVito, and they're from the same district, the same team. They go, and Oscar the Grouch is just sick of him, and he just strangles him. Okay, I guess Oscar the Grouch is... Herobrine, Oscar the Grouch, Ash Ketchum, Mr. Bean raid Mr. Beast's camp. You know, he's got all the money. Darth Vader receives clean water. And Charquaza is running away from Smokey the Bear and sprains his ankle. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Sonic the Hedgehog, Lonk, Creeper, and Danny DeVito. You will be missed, everybody. Except for you, Lonk, you and your nuke. Darth Vader climbs a tree to rest. Charquaza tends to his wounds. Smokey the Bear defeats Oscar the Grouch in a fight but tries to spare his life. Mr. Bean's got a really bad infection. Ash Ketchum stays awake all night. Herobrine sets up camp, and Mr. Beast receives a hatchet. Day 4. Mr. Bean, Smokey the Bear, Ash Ketchum, and Herobrine track down and kill Oscar the Grouch. They were sick that Oscar the Grouch was the only one that went to the cornucopia. He had to go. Darth Vader diverts Mr. Beast's attention and runs away, and Charquaza camouflages himself in the bushes. I wonder who's gonna win. Only one death, Oscar the Grouch. Night 4, Herobrine tends to Ash Ketchup's wounds. Mr. Bean and Darth Vader tell stories about each other. Mr. Beast throws a knife into Charquaza's chest. He apparently was not camouflaged enough. And Smokey the Bear... No! Smokey! No! Smokey, you're not supposed to start fires! Oh no! Mr. Bean makes a wooden spear. Darth Vader questions his sanity. I would too. Smokey the Bear tries to spearfish. Herobrine repeatedly stabs Mr. Beast to death. Ash Ketchum attempts to climb a tree and falls to his death. I was worried there for a second that Ash Ketchum of all people was gonna be the one to win this. 3 cannon shots, Charquaza, Mr. Beast, and Ash Ketchum. Rip. Smokey the Bear goes to sleep. Herobrine attempts to climb a tree but falls on Darth Vader, killing them both. And Mr. Bean dies trying to escape the arena. Smokey the Bear wins. Oh my gosh. That final night, Smokey the Bear started a fire. Everything was just on fire. He goes to sleep. He didn't put out his fire. He knows what he's supposed to do, but he didn't do that. He just went to sleep and he won. I was not expecting that. Okay, here's the placements. Smokey the Bear was the winner. Smokey only got 1 kill. Mr. Bean got 3 kills. Darth Vader didn't kill anybody. Most kills was actually Herobrine, which isn't that surprising, I guess. Wow. I was not expecting that. This is just insane. This is insane. Why did Smokey the Bear win? Why did Mr. Bean play second? What? How? Why?